boys and girls. I am teacher Melinda Hughes, and today I am happy to be here to do social studies quiz for grade 5 with you. Of course, this segment is based on multiple choice questions, and I am sure you usually have fun in this segment. You know why? That is because the answers are provided. And so once the answer is there, you can use your smart minds and just read carefully, then choose the answer because the answer is right there. So boys and girls, for this segment, we will do 15 multiple choice questions with their answers. And of course, you will have to choose the answer that you think is correct. Boys and girls, let's get going. But in order for us to get going, you need your social studies quiz book. And so, by now, you should have that. Even if you don't, I encourage you to get an exercise book, one that is clean and neat, paper it quite nicely, write your name, and label it Social Studies Quiz for Grade 5. So that you can trace your progress. You can see how you have been doing as you reflect. And it will help you to see how you need to improve, if there is need to, or what you need to maintain as we do these quizzes. So today, it's multiple choice time. What you need to do, get your book, get your pencil, and number 1 to 15. Remember, each question will have 4 options, but you are only expected to choose one. So in your book, you will write the number 1, 2, 3 unto 15, and near to the number, you will write the letter that you think has the correct answer for that particular question. So let's get going. Question 1. The places Betterforwachtin and Soestdijk were named by the A, B, C, or D. Write the letter that you think has the answer for question 1. Question 2. All of the following produces are associated with slavery and indentureship except. All of the following produces are associated with slavery and indentureship except A, B, C, or D. Question 3. The first people to grow rice in Guyana were the first people to grow rice in Guyana were the A, B, C, or D. Question 4. Which of these uprisings was between East Indians and colonial police? Which of these uprisings was between East Indians and colonial police? A, B, C, or D. Write the letter that you think has the answer that is for question 4. That is the correct answer. Question 5. One country found in South America is. One country found in South America is A, B, C, or D. So question 6. Which of the following is a product of Guyana and not Trinidad? Which of the following is a product of Guyana and not Trinidad? A, B, C, or D? Question 7. A state ruled by a king or queen is a or an A, B, C, or D? Question 8. The radio announcer and newspaper reporter are workers in? The radio announcer and the newspaper reporter are workers in A, B, C, or D? For question 9, which of these is an important economic activity in the Potaro-Siperuni region? Which of these is an important economic activity in the Potaro-Siperuni region? A, B, C, or D? Question 10. Which worldwide event occurs in the month of October every year? Which worldwide event occurs in the month of October every year? A, B, C, or D? Question 11. Good Friday, Yamanabi, and Diwali are something religious holidays. Good Friday, Yamanabi, and Diwali are something religious holidays. A, B, C, or D? For question 12, study the diagram of the coat of arms below. Then answer question 12. So, there's the coat of arms. Study it and then answer question 12. On the coat of arms, the main agricultural industries and workforce are represented by the. On the coat of arms, the main agricultural industries and workforce are represented by the A, B, C, or D. Write the letter that you think has the answer that is correct for question 12. Question 13. Which of the following is not a change that came with independence? Which of the following is not a change that came with independence? A, B, C, or D? Write the letter that you think has the answer which is correct for question 13. Question 14. All of the following rivers serve as boundaries between Guyana and her continental neighbors except the something river. All of the following rivers serve as boundaries between Guyana and her continental neighbors except the something river. A, B, C, or D? And for our final question in this segment, question 15. All of the following are CARICOM airports except. All of the following are CARICOM airports except A, B, C, or D. Write the letter that you think has the answer that is correct. So now, boys and girls, it is time for your reward. Of course, the reward is what you get correct. And so I would encourage you, yes, to remain honest and fair to yourself. Remember, boys and girls, that honesty is the best policy. So I encourage you to be honest and fair to yourself as we mark these. So let's mark. The places better for Wakhtin and Soestdijk were named by the A, English, B, Dutch, C, Spanish, or D, French. The answer is B. The places better for Wakhtin and Soestdijk were named by the Dutch. Question 2. All of the following produces are associated with slavery and indentureship except A, sugar, cotton, B, coconuts, rice, C, cotton, coffee, D, coffee, tobacco. The answer to question 2 is B, coconuts, rice. These two produces are not associated with slavery and indentureship because during the period of slavery and after, which was indentureship, sugarcane, cotton, coffee, and tobacco were the crops that were planted. Question 3. The first people to grow rice in Guyana were the A, East Indians, B, Chinese, C, Europeans, or D, Africans. The answer is D, the Africans. The Africans were the first people in Guyana to plant rice, but of course, the East Indians were the people who developed and expanded the rice industry. Question 4. Which of these uprisings was between East Indians and colonial police? A, Berbice Slave Rebellion, B, East Coast Slave Insurrection, C, Strike on Plantation Enmore, or D, Uprising at La Belle Alliance. The answer to question 4 is C, Strike on Plantation Enmore. Yes, boys and girls, on Plantation Enmore, the East Indians were fighting not because they wanted to, but because they weren't pleased with the working conditions and the pay that they received. And during that time, the colonial police would have shot at the East Indians. And so today we have a monument that is erected in their memory. How did that happen? All because there was a strike on Plantation Enmore. Question 5. One country found in South America is A, Cuba, B, Peru, C, England, or D, Portugal. The answer to question 5 is Peru. Cuba is a part of CARICOM, a part of the Caribbean. England and Portugal are found in the continent of Europe. So, Peru is in South America. Which of the following is a product of Guyana and not Trinidad? A, rice, B, crude, C, petroleum, or D, cocoa? Which of the following is not a product of Trinidad? Rice. All the others, crude, petroleum, and cocoa, are products that Trinidad exports. 7. A state ruled by a king or queen is a or an democracy, B, republic, C, colony, or D, independent state. The answer to question 7 is C, colony. So a state that is ruled by a king or queen is called a colony or is known as a colony. Of course, boys and girls, Guyana was once a colony because we were ruled by the British. And during that time, the leader or the state ruler was the Queen. Question 8. The radio announcer and newspaper reporter are workers in A. Transportation, B. Health, C. Importation, D. Communication. The answer is D. Communication. The radio announcer and newspaper reporter are workers in communication. Question 9. Which of these is an important economic activity in the Potaro-Siperuni region? A. Rice production, B. Sugar production, C. Bauxite mining, or D. Gold mining. The answer to question 9 is D. Gold mining. The Potaro-Siperuni region is also known as Region 8, and that region is located within the forested highland region where Guyana's mineral wealth is deposited. So gold mining is that important economic activity. Question 10. Which worldwide event occurs in the month of October every year? A. Folk Festival, B. World Food Day, C. World Environment Day, or D. Commonwealth Day. The answer to question 10 is B. World Food Day. Question 11. Good Friday, Yom Nabi, and Diwali are something religious holidays. A. National, B. Hindu, C. Christian, or D. Muslim. The answer to question 11 is A. Good Friday, Yom Nabi, and Diwali are national religious holidays. Question 12. Study the diagram of the coat of arms below, then answer question 12. On the coat of arms, the main agricultural industries and workforce are represented by A. The 2 jaguars and objects they hold, B. The 2 diamonds at the side of the headdress, C. The helmet and headdress, or D. The headdress and the shield. The answer to question 12 is A. The 2 jaguars and the objects they hold. The 2 jaguars and the objects they hold represent the main agricultural industries and workforce in Guyana. Question 13. Which of the following is not a change that came with independence? A. The name British Guyana was changed to Guyana. B. Guyana's own national symbols were first used. C. The British flag was lowered and the Union Jack was hoisted. Or D. Guyana's own currency came into use. The answer for question 13 is C. The British flag was lowered and the Union Jack was hoisted. That just was not one of the changes that came with independence. Indeed, the British flag is the Union Jack. That was lowered and the golden arrowhead was hoisted. Question 14. All the following rivers serve as boundaries between Guyana and her neighbors except the Something River. A. Corentyne, B. Takutu, C. Iring, or D. Abari. The answer is D. Abari. The Abari River is one of those rivers that is located within the country Guyana. As a matter of fact, the Abari River separates the county of Demerara from the county of Berbice. The other rivers, the Corentyne, the Takutu, and Iring rivers, are rivers that serve as boundaries between Guyana and her continental neighbors, specifically Suriname to the east and Brazil to the south. 15. All of the following are CARICOM airports except A. Manchester, B. Grantley Adams, C. Veerbird, or D. Piarco. The answer to question 15 is A. Manchester. Manchester is not one of the airports in CARICOM. Grantley Adams is the airport in Barbados. Veerbird is the international airport in Antigua and Barbuda, and Piarco is that international airport in Trinidad. Manchester just isn't one of them. And so, boys and girls, this has brought us to the end of this segment of questions and answers. And I am sure you have your reward. You are happy. You are proud of what you did, because I am sure some of you have scored all 15. You have gotten all 15 correct. And for those of you who just didn't get all correct, I want to encourage you. Don't be disheartened. Don't feel as though there is nothing good you can do. Yes, you can. All you need to do is to read on some more, and I am sure next time around, instead of scoring maybe 10 or 9 or even below 9, you will score either between 10 to 15. And if you have scored between 10 to 15 today, or you have scored 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14, then you are doing well. But 15 simply means excellent. So boys and girls, give yourself that which you deserve. A tap on the shoulder if you have all correct. And if you have stickers and you feel like making your page look attractive, you can put a sticker there or an emoji smile. Or if not, write the word excellent. If you did not perform excellently, you can write very good or good. Or maybe you can write tried, fair effort, because you want to encourage yourself. So until next time, boys and girls, continue reading and be good to yourself. See you then.